Hello everyone and happy 2022. So I love New Year's and I'm definitely possessed by the spirit of New Year's right now. I'm reorganizing every single thing in my life like I always do this time of year. So in the spirit of New Year's, for the first time, I wanted to make a collection goals video. I've never really made or written down any defined goals for my collection before, so I thought this would be a fun new thing to try. So I have here my YouTube notebook for all my YouTube video notes and ideas. So I have some overall goals and then I have some specific ones for each artist. When it gets to the ones for each artist, I'll bring out my binders and show you what I'm looking to expand or whatever in those specific collections. But first we're going to start with a notebook with some overall collection goals. Now here I am going to talk finances because obviously when we're talking about the Kpop collection, finances are really relevant. I do in general plan to be slightly slower when it comes to collecting this year, mainly because I have some financial goals outside of Kpop. So my first goal on the list is saving for a Japan trip. Now, you might be saying, that's not a Kpop collection goal. You would be correct, but it is a relevant financial goal that's going to impact my collecting, so I thought I'd mention it. So the backstory behind this is basically my whole life, my dad has worked super hard, like 12-hour shifts, night shifts, overtime, all that stuff. And because of my parents working like that, I was able to go to college and get a good job. And so I really want to repay them in some way or give them something in return. Now, my dad has never left the country before. So for his 50th birthday, I want to take him on a big vacation to Japan, which is a place that he's always wanted to go. Now, I still have a couple years before he turns 50. My parents are really young. So yeah, I still have a couple years left, but obviously the sooner I start saving for that, the better. So all that to say, I have a big financial goal in a couple of years that is going to cut into my Kpop expenses. And that's going to contribute to my collecting slowing down a little bit. If these past 2 years of quarantine and living really far from my family and staying inside all the time and not being able to travel and everything being canceled have taught me anything, it is the value of experiences like these. So I feel like this year at least that is going to be my priority. Now going along with that, number 2, I have selling some expensive items. So given everything I just said, I started looking at some of my more expensive items and started thinking to myself, how much value does this object hold to me versus how much value would I get from the experiences that same money could buy? And for some items, I really cherish them. I will still keep them. For others, the balance worked out the opposite direction. I'll get into specifics a little bit later in the video. And the last overall goal I have is stay up to date. I like to not get too far behind when it comes to new comebacks with my collections. It kind of stresses me out, and I don't really, besides NCT, I don't think that I don't collect a lot of people or people that come back super frequently, so it's not too onerous to stay up to date. So I think that's a reasonable goal. So now let's get into some specific artist goals. So for NCT, I have 2 things written down, and the first one is selling. So this is where that previous bullet point comes into play a little bit. So I did decide to sell most of my Renjun non-album cards. Previously, I had a full 9 pocket page. I decided to downsize to just 4 that I really love. That was a pretty easy choice for me. Next, this one might be a little bit more shocking. Previously, if you've seen any of my previous storing videos or my collection videos, I did have a page right here which was entirely filled with holo cards. And the more I looked at them and the more I thought about it, the more I felt that I didn't really need them. So I've already sold all of them except 3, and I do have to mention one specific card, and that is the special yearbook card. So I do plan to sell this. I did move it here for now instead of into my trade and sale binder because I don't know, it feels too special for the trade and sale binder, and expensive things take a long time to sell anyway. So I thought I would, live with it in this setup for a while and cherish it while I still have it. Looking at it now, I'm like, It is pretty, I do like it, but I know myself, and I know that while I have it, I'm gonna think like, oh, this is really pretty, but as soon as it's gone, I'm gonna forget I ever had it, and I'm not gonna miss it. I don't know why my brain just always works that way. I don't typically ever regret getting rid of things. So that is my plan for this card. Enjoy it here while it lasts, but if it suddenly disappears one day, that is why. And the other thing I have written down is just maintain status quo. So I am, you know, except for their newest release, I am like up to date for both Haechan and Runjun when it comes to album cards. So yeah, I don't have any like backlog to go back through, so I just want to, you know, keep staying up to date, and that's my only real goal for this collection. Next, my goals for IU. There are some high priority IU items that I'm sort of always looking for, like, you know, the Real Fantasy Photocard set A or the Modern Times Photocard set, or, you know, things like that. But my plan for these goals is to keep them really modest and attainable. I'm not going to put like holy grail items on my goal list for the year, because the odds that they're going to pop up for sale are so low, and the odds that they'll be for sale for an affordable price are even lower. So my first goal for IU is completing her One Japan DVD postcards. Now, one was a special New Year's DVD that she released in Japan. I believe it was limited to like 15,000 copies. I can't remember exactly, which is a pretty small amount, but because it's a Japanese release, you see these things pop up on Mercari Japan quite a lot. And this DVD came with one random postcard out of 5 total. As you can see, I just have one. And then I have space for the remaining ones. Now, again, these, as limited as they are, it would seem like they're hard to find, but I see them on Mercari Japan all the time, and like the postcards or the DVD with the postcard. And in addition, if I already have the DVD, but if I bought the DVD with the postcard, I have sold personally one of these DVDs without the postcard before, and had no problem selling it. Again, because it's a limited item, there's always someone looking to buy it, and there are plenty of people that don't care about random inclusions. So I want to prioritize this year finishing these 5 postcards. I think it's totally doable, and I'd really like to, you know, prioritize it and get it done before, I don't know, they start disappearing. You never know what's going to happen, especially with rare or limited items. Now, the other goal I have for IU is I want to complete her old Season's Greetings photo cards that I'm missing. So I have almost every paper good from her old Season's Greetings, except there are just a couple things that I am missing. Specifically, I'm missing the photo cards from her 2017 Season's Greetings. So these are the 4 photo cards from that Season's Greetings that I am missing. And then I'm also missing the 6 photo cards from the 2018 Season's Greetings. So here's what those look like. They are like older, you know, rarer items, but I do think I can do it because I, again, see them for sale every so often, especially on like Bunjong and stuff like that. So I actually think finding them isn't a problem. I just need to prioritize purchasing them. And then once I have those last photo cards, I will be done with all of her old Season's Greetings and be up to date with them, which will be really, really exciting. So those are my only 2 goals for IU this year. I just want to get get the remaining 4 of these postcards that I need, and then get those 2 photo card sets. And anything else I get, just a bonus. Okay, next we have 17. Again, attainable goals is the name of the game. I have one sort of bigger goal and then a couple like really simple, easy ones. So my first goal with this collection is I want to complete their Korean album photo cards. So as you can see from some of these pages that I'm flipping through, it looks like I have a lot missing, especially in these early eras. But I did go through and count actually all the Korean album photo cards that I'm missing, and I'm only missing 30. And when you break it down, that's just 2 or 3 photo cards a month. I think that's totally attainable, totally doable, even considering the fact that some of the cards in question are more expensive ones, like these teenage cards that I'm missing. I still think getting 2 of them a month is like totally something I can do. Next, I have a couple small goals for my An Ode collection. First, there are a couple cards that I want to replace. First up, this one. Now, if you don't collect 17, you might not know this, but between first press and later presses of the An Ode albums, the back color of the photo cards, like the printing wasn't consistent. So the back of the photo cards is like a slightly different color. It's most noticeable, or maybe only noticeable, with the Begin version. So literally you can see, maybe I'm nitpicky, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but certainly in person you can tell that this is a substantially different tone of blue than all of these. I don't know whether, like, I think these are first press and this is second press, but honestly, even if it's the other way around, I don't care. I don't care about having first press cards. I just want all 6 of them to be the same. So I want to replace this card. I want to get the same version as these. Whatever version that is, I want that. So one of my goals is to replace this card and also this card. I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna have to take it out. When I purchased this card, this wasn't in the photo. This is like one of the only times Mercari has like done me wrong. But there's like a blue stain right there on the back of the photo card, and I don't like that. I want to replace it. It bothers me all the time. So first An Ode goal, replace those 2 photo cards that bother me. My next An Ode goal is I want to complete their folded posters. Now I have all of Hoshi's already, and I have Woozy's Poet version, but I need the rest of Woozy's folded posters. This is, again, I consider this a super minor goal because these are not expensive, they're not rare, they're not hard to find. I just need to sit down and search them up on Mercari and then pay for them. Like, I just need to put in the effort and into prioritizing buying them. So I want to prioritize doing that this year, finally finishing those so I can say that they're done. Should be super easy. Again, they're not rare, so it won't be a problem. And my last goal for 17, again, a super minor goal, I want to complete their Hangare bookmarks. Now this is really similar to the An Ode folded posters. They're not rare, they're not expensive. I just need to sit down and prioritize buying them. And I think I'm missing 4. I'm only missing 4, so that shouldn't be too hard to do. So those are my 317 goals: finish their Korean album PCs and finish those 2 sort of minor goals. Japanese album PCs, we're not going to talk about it. I have no goals. Whatever happens, happens, and I'll be happy with it. Now we have Taeyeon. Now you might think it would be very easy for me to say my goal this year is to complete my Taeyeon collection because I'm only missing like a couple cards. But the problem is one of the cards I'm missing is super limited. It's like really old, and I think there were only a few printed. I forget the exact number. This card is so rare and expensive that I'm not willing to set any expectation for it. There is one for sale right now, but it's for like $600. That's not something I'm willing to pay. So yes. So instead, my goal is even more modest. I already have her last Japanese card on the way. So besides that, the only other card I need is this Dear Santa card. So my single solitary goal for Taeyeon is to find this one Dear Santa card. It's the one with the green background where she's like laying down with her head in her hands. It's very cute, and it's impossible to find. All I want to do this year is find this one card. Now, if you were at all able to read my handwriting at the beginning of the video, you might have seen an item at the bottom of the list, which is new collection. So I do plan to add one new collection this year, or rather expand an existing collection. If you've seen my collection videos, you probably know what this is. I have decided to fully collect Red Velvet Seulgi. Red Velvet has been one of my favorite girl groups musically forever. I mean, like literally since they debuted. So I've always listened to them a ton, and Seulgi has always been one of my favorite people in K-pop, but I became a fan of Red Velvet before I was like a collector, And even though I always had some of her cards hanging around, I was hesitant to fully collect it for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I don't know if it's just like them coming up to the end of their first contract that has got me in my feelings or something. I decided, you know what, why don't I just go ahead and collect Seulgi. Now, with this being a new collection, you know, my goals for it for this new year are super minor. This is my lowest priority collection, and by that I mean I want to take it super casual. I have no goals and no expectations for this collection. I'm not even trying to stay up to date, just whatever I get, whatever I don't, and I'm not going to stress or worry about it. Like, for example, I was just looking at some of her cards on Mercari yesterday and came across some of her monster cards, like really cheap, that had like just been posted. So I did grab those, but like, I'm not gonna buy any of those Seulgi cards in January. Like, hold me to this, we're gonna take this one slow. So with all that said, let me show you my setup. I did take all the cards that I already have and just sort of like arrange them and set up for the full collection. So on the first page, I have Ice Cream Cake, the Red, the Velvet, and Russian Roulette. Probably in terms of eras, if I had to pick like a page, this would be the favorite. I mean, obviously I have these 3 cards for a reason. I really love these eras. Then we have Rookie, Red Summer, and Perfect Velvet. The Perfect Red Velvet and Cookie Jar. So I will be collecting her Japanese cards. There's only 2, so it was kind of hard to say no because it's so easy to add them in. And also when I tried to lay out the cards, it was easier to make like attractive layouts with those 2 cards added in. So yes, that's why I decided to collect her Japanese cards. We have Summer Magic, Sappy, and RBB. Reva Festival Day 1, the Kino here. Reva Festival Day 2. Reva Festival Finale. Monster. Queendom, and then SMCU Express. Yes, that does mean that I'm collecting those stupid cards from that stupid album for all 4 people from SM that I collect. So Taeyeon, Seulgi, Haechan, Brunjun. I set up for those cards. I hate it, but I did it. And that is everything. Then I just have the extra 2 pocket items that I already had of hers. So yes, I'm excited for this one. I love Seulgi. She's one of my favorite people in all of K-pop. So even though I'll be taking it really slow, I'm really excited to officially start collecting her. So having gone through all the artists, all that's left are the goals for my YouTube channel. I've never been super ambitious with my YouTube channel. I don't collect a lot of people, and I primarily collect IU, which is certainly on the more niche side of things when it comes to, I don't know, like English-speaking collectors on YouTube. So I've never had like really big goals for growing my channel, except when I first created my channel, the one thing that I wanted was to someday reach 1,000 subs. Now, I would have to go back and look when I posted my first video, but I think it was at the very end of 2020, I think. So if that's the case, it's been just over a year with my channel, and I am so close to 1,000 subs. I'm literally like 30 away. So I think I can do it this year, which would be so exciting in, you know, a little over a year, reaching like the ultimate goal that I had for my channel. And beyond that, sub-wise, I have literally no goals and expectations. All I ever wanted was 1,000 subs, and I will be thrilled and overjoyed if that happens. And the only other goal I have for my channel is more variety. So previously my channel has mostly been hauls, unboxings, and photocard storing videos. Now, I love photocard videos, I love watching them, I love making them. Those will definitely keep coming. I like unboxings. Collective hauls, honestly, I don't like watching them and I don't like filming them. So I'm probably just gonna stop doing general hauls. I don't like them. Now, I like posting once a week. I think that's a really good pace, but since I do plan on slowing my collecting a little bit this year, I do worry that my pace of videos will slow. I do have a couple ideas to fill the gaps, which I will get into, but of course, if you have any suggestions or anything that you want to see from me, you know, definitely comment or message me on Instagram, anything. I would love to hear feedback from you guys. But here are some of my ideas for more different kinds of videos that I can do on my channel. So first, I do have a couple one-off video ideas. There are a couple videos that I've been like working on for a while that I just haven't gotten out. One being I want to do a video on K-pop collection misconceptions, or even a video on just one particular misconception that really bothers me. I will finish this video at some point, so you will see it. Hopefully I'll get it out by February, I'm hoping. Yes, so that is coming. In addition, I wanted to do a video on how I shop for K-pop items and specifically find rare items. I literally entirely scripted this like months ago and just never got around to like doing the screen recording parts of it. So again, hopefully I can get that one out soon. And then as far as like regular or recurring content goes, I have a couple ideas. One being journaling videos. I did a couple of these when I first started my channel, and personally I love journaling and stationery and all that kind of stuff. Now, I never stopped journaling, even though I wasn't posting videos on my channel. I've been doing it this whole time. I love journaling. But the only thing that stopped me from posting more journaling videos is that they are very high effort. They require a lot more preparation than any other kind of video that I do. And I've been really busy with work and I started a new job this year, so there's been a lot like in the way of me having the time to film those kind of videos. And they're also very low views. I mean, they get like less than 200 views, like nobody watches them. So nobody cares except me. I don't care. I think they're really fun. I'm still going to do them. So a goal for me this year is to do more journaling videos because they're fun for me. And I have seen a few people do sort of binder organization videos. So not videos where they're adding new photo cards, but just videos where they're reorganizing things or changing things in their binders. And this is something that I do. I'm not kidding. I make like major changes like once every 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know why. I'm just never satisfied. Like I'll start thinking, oh, I don't like these pocket pages, or I don't like this binder, or I don't like the color of these filler sleeves, or I want to use these different hollow sleeves, or oh, I don't like this layout. I want to rearrange it. I'm literally doing that constantly. So why not film it? I like watching other people do it, so surely other people like watching it too. And since a lot of it requires like repetitive tasks, like re-sleeving stuff or like replacing sleeves, there are tons of like K-pop question tags out there. I could totally combine that and answer some K-pop tags. Like there's a K-pop collector tag and a K-pop history tag. I really want to, do those and have a chance to talk about K-pop stuff with you guys more. I mean, that's what filming is, right? It's an excuse to talk to you guys about my K-pop opinions and hear what you guys think. And last, I kind of want to do some videos that I've never done before, which are sort of like compilation videos. I listen to a lot of K-pop. I mean, I listen to like almost everything that comes out, at least title track wise, not like B-sides wise. And I thought it might be fun to every month do a little video at the end of the month with my like top 10 favorite title tracks of the month, or my top 10 favorite songs of the month. I think that would be really fun, and it would also encourage me to branch out more and listen to more like new groups that I haven't really listened to before. And maybe it will have a dual effect of, hopefully being an interesting video to watch, and also encouraging me to, branch out and listen to more different artists. I think I was really like stagnant in 2021, and I'd like to branch out a lot more this year. So those are all my goals. I thought this was going to be a short video, and it absolutely was not. I talked for a really long time. Like I said before, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any video ideas that you'd like to see from me, or let me know what your goals are for 2022, whether you're, a K-pop collector and they're collecting goals or not. I love planning and I love stuff like that. So I love to hear what other people's plans are as well. So yes, that is going to do it for this video. I think my next one will be one of those binder reorganization videos that I talked about. I already have a lot of plans for it, and I already have a tag in mind. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.